people, how are you all? Everybody's ready for their IELTS, right? Let's crack it. We're here to crack it. So yesterday we had a class on writing section, sorry, the speaking section part 1. And tonight the class will be on your speaking section part 2. So let me know who all are here. Quickly say hi in the comment section. You can always ask me your doubts. You can always ask me your doubts during the class, okay? And yeah, let's get started. So, those of you who do not know me, I am Aayushi Rajput. I'm one of the top educators on Unacademy, and I've had a lot of teaching experience. And my own overall IELTS band score is 8. So, Unacademy is actually the best platform around the world that you will find to prepare for any exam, not just IELTS. And it's extremely affordable. For example, your IELTS 1 month subscription is for only 2,700 rupees, and you get a further discount if you use my code AAYUSHI. So this amount turns into 2,430 rupees. So similarly, when you use my code AAYUSHI while taking a subscription on Unacademy, plus you will get a 10% off on all of these amounts. So what are the benefits of Unacademy Plus? Quickly, just 1 second, okay? So there are a lot of educators, verified educators who are experts in their fields, and they guide you through this entire process. There are a lot of live classes, unlimited hours of study, doubt clearing sessions, and tests, mock tests, and we pay a lot of personal attention to you, and you are actually guided by one of the best educators in the field. Now, the speaking section is something that a lot of people face problems in, right? So, just a second, somebody is texting me on YouTube. Yeah. So a lot of students face problems, especially in the speaking sections. Sometimes, even when you're very good with English, there's just lack of confidence that's holding you back. All right. With my classes, we tackle on all of it. We tackle grammar, we tackle your speaking skills, vocabulary, pronunciation, and most importantly, I help you gain a lot of confidence because I take your personal interviews. Yeah, we connect through some apps, and I can call you, and we take your personal interviews as well when you come to Unacademy Plus. So Unacademy Plus is actually a very comprehensive program like that, a platform like that. So yesterday I told you what is the part 1 of the IELTS speaking examination, which involves introduction and interview. So you just enter the examination hall, and the examiner will tell you when the interview is actually starting, and he'll ask you a few simple questions. Those questions could range from where you from, how you, to your hobbies, family, friends, other personal relationships, job, education, and your hometown, right? So those are some common topics and related topics that revolve around your part 1 today. And I've also told you that in order to understand what actually happens in part 1, rather than remembering it by the name of introduction interview, you should rather remember it by small talk, so you know what exactly you are expected to do in this exam. Today we look at part 2, which is the long turn. Part 2 is long turn, where you speak for 2 minutes continuously, uninterrupted. It's no longer a discussion, it's no longer an interview. Now you and the examiner are not talking to each other. He's given you a cue card. The cue card is your question. It contains your main question, contains some bullet points. Okay? So he's given you a cue card. Now you have 1 minute to prepare how you're going to speak. You'll be given a blank sheet of paper and a pen or a pencil, and you can make some notes. Once you've done that, the 1 minute is over. The examiner will inform you that your 2 minute speaking time starts now, and then you have to start speaking. So this portion, the part 2 of the speaking examination, is considered quite difficult by a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. Some think that they don't have enough content. Some think, that they can speak, probably they have the content, but their English is not good enough. So they don't have good vocabulary, they don't have good grammar, good sentence structures. So there's nothing that they can really show off during those 2 minutes. And instead, they're more worried that in that 2 minute monologue, their mistakes will be further highlighted. And a lot of people just have fear of speaking. They're just very nervous. They go mum, they go silent, and their brain stops working. So, on my lectures on Unacademy, especially in the Plus courses, we take at least 10 days, 7 to 10 days to cover the IELTS speaking section. But I generally try to cover the entire syllabus within 30 days. And then we do move on to revisions and improving ourselves. In 30 days, you get a rough idea on how the exam is and how it's done. So, but currently in this class, and this is a crash course on your speaking part 2, let's just get on to it. So, part 2, the long turn, as I like to call it, is also can also be called tell a story part. The part where you have to tell a story. So essentially you're being asked a few questions, a set of questions, and all you have to do is build a 2 minute long story which is interesting, which is long enough so you don't stop with before 2 minutes, which has a lot of content through which you can show your vocabulary, grammar, and sentence structures, your pronunciation, and which covers all the questions that have been asked in your cue card. To give a short glimpse of it, imagine everything that's written in green here. All of this. This is your cue card. So imagine this is a, oh my god, my drawing skills are horrible. So imagine this is a sheet of paper, and this sheet of paper will be given to you. Okay, everything that's under this red block. So this is a sheet of paper. The sheet of paper will be given to you, and you will have 1 minute to prepare your answers, right? So how do you prepare actually? That becomes very important. How to utilize the 1 minute's time that you've been given. Now kindly pay attention. What is the question? Describe a beautiful place you once visited. Okay. So what is your question number one? What is the main question? You have to talk about a beautiful place that you have visited, that you've been to. It could be on a holiday, it could be your hometown, it could be your favorite childhood spot, anything. Now, you have to give some further details about that beautiful place. You should say when you went to this place. When I was a kid, 2 years ago, yesterday, 2 months ago. You can give the time frame where it was. Now we are stressing at the location. So you can talk a lot about the location actually. You don't have to say that it's near Delhi. You could give further informations. You can probably say how to reach there, which state it is in, which country it's in, how to reach there, what are the popular places around it. So where it is basically asking you how to locate that place. So, for example, if I want to say that I went to Kerala, or I went to Cochin. So I would say I went to Cochin. Cochin is in the state of Kerala, which is which is one of the South Indian states in India. So yeah, Cochin is down south in India, and you can reach there by plane or train, whatever you like. So that way you could elaborate a little bit. So always remember to elaborate. Now, who you went with? Yes, you went to Kochi, but did you go alone? Were you in a were you in a friend circle? Did you go with your family? Did you go with your partner? You know. So who you went with? This also should not be a one word answer. You can't say I went with my partner, and you can't end it here. You should always give some reasons or some background story, and you should just try to elaborate it a little bit. Okay, as like, if I went to Kochi with my family because it's been a long time since we had a vacation together. So all of us took off and went on a 15-day trip to Kerala and other places. So instead of saying I went with my family, I'm giving an elaborate answer with 3 to 4 sentences. Now, if I say I went alone, so I could again give some background to that answer. So, I was very tired, there was a lot of work load. I decided that I just want to travel alone for a bit. This was my first solo trip. So I went on my own, booked the places, and well, I am glad that I did it. So always talk about something here and something there, right guys? Then say why you liked it so much. What was so amazing? What was so interesting? What was so peculiar, different, or unique about it? Or what is that memory that has still stayed with you? So you can talk about a lot of experiences that you been through during your trip, right? So describe a beautiful place, talk a bit more about that place. When, tell me something extra. Where, tell me something extra. Who, yeah, give me the answer, but again, tell me something extra. Why you liked it so much? Again, you need to elaborate. So just build a story here. Look at this sample answer. A few years ago, I went on a long weekend to the Lake District in the UK. It's a very popular holiday destination in the north of England. Now, instead of saying, describe a beautiful place you once visited, okay, and where it was. These two answers have been combined a bit here, and he's given us 2 sentences about it. Now, who you went with. This question is answered here. I went on my own, that means alone, solo trip, and had a wonderful time. No one asked him, no one asked Sally here that where did you stay? But again, she's giving us some extra information. I stayed in a youth hostel and met some really nice people, but the most memorable time about the holiday were the breathtaking views and the lovely picturesque villages. Now, say why you liked it so much. She's describing why she liked that place and she's describing this beautiful place. Picturesque villages. It can get very busy and hordes of tourists, so I decided to go out of season in the autumn. The weather was fantastic and the shops were full of local crafts. So she's like, when you went to this place? One answer is here, a few years ago, and then again she went in the in the season, autumn. The weather was fantastic and the shops were full of local crafts. A really great holiday. It's certainly not the kind of short break for someone looking for a busy nightlife, but if you want to relax in the middle of stunning landscapes, I would certainly recommend a holiday to the Lake District. You see, a lot of information has been given to us here. Now, what are some important tips that you need to remember in your IELTS Part 2 speaking test? Okay, so you will be given 1 minute to prepare and make notes. You have to speak for 2 to 3 minutes. You generally have to speak for 2 minutes. The examiner will stop you when your 2 minutes are over. You need to elaborate all the answers, always give additional details, but at the same time you have to stay relevant. So you can deviate a little bit from the topic, but if the question is about travel, don't suddenly start talking about sports. If the question is about travel, don't suddenly start talking about marriage that you want to go to. Don't deviate. Just because you have to add more, don't deviate from the main topic. Stay within the lines of your travel only. You need to tell a good story and not a boring story, right? So yeah, see, I'm not saying that everyone will be able to tell an interesting story. I do understand that it takes some sort of skills to do it's very inherent, but at the same time, why don't you use intonation when you speak? When you're speaking, your voice should go high, it should go low, there should be excitement when you're speaking. If you're talking about something serious, the expressions should be visible on your face. Like right now, they're visible on my face. I'm smiling, I'm expanding my eyes, I'm shrinking my eyes, I'm using my hands. So this is what intonation is, and this is what expressing or yourself truly is. So try to express yourself, be natural. When you're natural, it will automatically be a good story. When Talk as if you're just talking to a friend. Don't be afraid of the examiner. He's not a monster. He won't eat you. So, but secondly, if imagine there's a question which does not really relate to your life. What if you've not been to a beautiful place ever? What if you haven't taken a vacation in a really long time? Then what will you do? You will suddenly create some content. You will suddenly create a fake story because a fake story is better than no story, right? So, what will you do here? To all of these answers, if you haven't been to Kochi, if you haven't been to Goa, if you haven't been to any places, or even when you went, there was nothing special about it. So, create an imaginary story. Talk about a popular destination. Talk about Goa. Go with something safe. Talk about a place that you already know a lot about. Now, you can of course build your story by adding slight variations, a little bit details, thoda sa, variations like because imagine there was nothing interesting that happened in your event, in your trip, during your trip. But the question is asking you to tell something interesting. So what do? You make it up. You create an imaginary story that we went fishing and we were fishing early in the morning. It was a beautiful sunrise. You can create an imaginary story. But don't, instead of not answering a question, create something and give a imaginary untrue story rather than staying silent and not speaking anything at all. You might even be asked to talk about something that you haven't done again, so you have to create it, you have to improvise always. Now, how do you utilize the 1 minute preparation time that has been given to you? All right, so once you've been given the cue card, imagine this is your cue card. So once you've been given the cue card, you will have some time to prepare. You will have 1 minute to prepare. Now, for example, I'm saying the question is, who is your favorite teacher? Right? Why? When did he or she taught you? What was so special about him or her? If this is your cue card and you have 1 minute to prepare, what will you do quickly? Now, everyone follows different patterns. Some people like to make bullet points and notes. Some people like to draw little charts. Okay, so if we go with this second pattern, drawing a chart. Now, quickly think of a teacher. Okay, if I want to talk about Krishan sir, I used to have a teacher whose name was Krishan and he taught me constitutional law. So if I like to talk about Krishan Mahajan sir here, so I've written his name because when I start speaking, I don't want to forget it. So I've written his name here. Then, where I met him, where did he used to teach me? So yeah, in my law school, and he used to teach me constitutional law classes. And it was my second year. Good. What did he taught you? This has also been covered here. Now, what was so special about him? His control of the class, his teaching method, how he taught us to analyze the law. Right? So I will keep writing some points here. Now I will make some additional points. What are his special qualities? Okay. Hardworking, intelligent, impartial. He was very fair, no partiality between any of the students, right? What more? What more can I think? Even when the questions have not been asked here, what more can I think? Because when I start speaking, I don't want to get stuck in between. I don't want to stop only after 1 minute or 1.5 minutes. I want to go on speaking for 2 minutes. So I can probably add an example here where he helped a student or he was very nice. Okay, some example by which I can show his qualities, some story, an incident that happened, a true story when he used to teach us something that made me really like him. How he helped a student who was financially weak. He paid his tuition fee. So I was like, okay, this teacher is very good. So I can always have a story and an example. So always create some extra information with yourself just in case your content runs short. Okay. So make sure you have enough content and you keep speaking for the entire period of 2 minutes. Right, guys? If there are any doubts, let me know in the comment section. And you can always contact me on Telegram. To contact me on Telegram, this is the name of the channel. IELTS by AAYUSHI. IELTS by Aayushi. And follow me on Unacademy by the name of AAYUSHI Aayushi Rajput. And come to Unacademy, try it. It's a lot better than any other platform. And honestly, the educators are good because you can't trust anyone. Anyone can make a random video and upload it. So instead of trusting strangers, why don't you trust people that have actually been authorized and who are experts in their field, so that don't play with your future, right? And anyway, your IELTS examination is a very costly exam. It costs you around 13 to 14,000 rupees. So yeah, don't waste your time, okay, and don't waste your money. Come to the right place, get the right direction, right guidance, and we'll crack it. Good night, guys.